So this week, by God's will, by the greatness of God Almighty, I have been given the strength by Him to record a lot of episodes. I'm still editing because there's so many. I'm going to cut them into different episodes, one, so that it's easy for your memory and retention. Because if they're too long, like 2 hours, okay, that's hard to listen to. And to remember every point I gave, because I don't make random, nice, just sort of, generic episodes. Sometimes I make episodes where every point I give, right, like every sort of specifics, you would say, evidence I gave against or for something is very intelligent and powerful. And I want you to remember that so you can fight with evil that way, because evil likes to argue, right? Using religion as a weapon, God as a weapon, and they like to act like, right, as a government. Sometimes they can then also just simply because their government act like that also gives them the right to just then say whatever they say you should do or whatever. Evil always likes to act like an authority over you, because, you get me? Okay. Because obviously it knows it has no right, it's wrong, so it thinks the only way I can intimidate people to obeying me, because they're not going to obey me willfully because I'm bad, I'm evil, right? So it's thinking, I gotta intimidate them, that I'm somehow some authority over them and they just have to obey me, or I'm gonna beat them up or something, or be violent like that. Exactly what you think something bad would try to do to get your agreement. Since humans would never agree if they're normal to agree to something bad, then bad thinks it can only get you to agree to it or agree to itself if it forces you, get it? If it attacks you, if it's okay like that. Okay, so I'm gonna inshallah upload a lot of episodes. Obviously, let's call it the proof series, as I was trying to do. And this is how you know God's will. It's great. I wanted to do this, but you guys know I tell you guys demons persecute me like a prophet, even though I'm not a prophet. And I tell you why, right? It's because I have divine missions and things like that. You're never going to know who I am until the future, because I'm not a regular human, obviously. And for that reason, the persecution involves that they attack me heavily spiritually, which means bad things happen to me from humans and situations. Then, okay, I get pushed away from the intention I had to upload good things like the proof series. But now God actually gave me so much wisdom and so much strength, because some of these things I knew it always, so much strength to record these episodes, when before that sort of laziness was projected to me by, witchcraft or other ways that demons attack my mind. And the other way they did it was the suffering I'm going through. They used that to put a lot of obviously thoughts and fake emotions into me, where you just are so absorbed with the suffering. You're forgetting why God is putting you in such a supernatural situation, which He only put prophets through, which is I'm supposed to learn something and then teach it to you guys. So yeah, it's not like I failed that or something. I was going to teach you guys in the future and slowly over time, but still, I fell into the error or the trap of being way too absorbed with how God is not getting me out of the situation that's bad. I thought maybe it has to be this time, this month, this day, like that. So I have just submitted to the will that my Creator has to me. I'm allowing Him to dictate and choose for me what he does next in my life now. I'm no longer fighting and resisting. And there you go. I'm not forcing myself to do that. That is truly from the bottom of my heart. I just see the wisdom. I'm just at peace. I've reached a place of peace. I'm not actually seeing that I cannot accomplish anything that I normally would have accomplished if I didn't follow His plan for me. I can see that He's going to give me everything the devil stole from me. That statement a lot of people say, like Christians, that I swear to God, to some degree, I didn't 100% believe was possible, because the thoughts come to you and say, well, how can He restore this? How can He restore that? The things that you would say maybe technically would not be restored, like your age. You're not going to go back in age, right? God, it just has, there you go, giving me the wisdom to understand the ways I can still enjoy the future, right? And still be happy. And the way that, right, in the next life, He can still give you a better life that would just make you not care about something like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's like He's giving me the conviction to see that stuff is not important. There's more important things in this world, such as all the evil, crimes, and suffering human beings are going through, that needs to stop. So sometimes I go out of myself. I forget myself, and I have to think about you all. And for your sake, I'm willing to go through whatever suffering God has chosen for me in order to understand whatever He wants me to understand, so that one day, inshallah, I can help you. So just know I'm doing that as an act of love for His creation, not just for my Lord. Because, right, it obviously involves you guys. He wants me to help His creation one day. A lot of the suffering I go through, are sort of sufferings that you would say a lot of the humans who are in bad situations in this world are suffering. He puts me in their exact same situation, even though I normally would never be in those situations. Now I know how to help them better than just a normal person who knows what they need. Anyways, so inshallah, the proof series, right? I'm going to upload a lot of episodes. Look forward to it. It's going to be very comfortable and interesting, just like some intellectual talk between you and I. Even though it's a podcast, you are not face to face. Obviously, God has given me the skill to teach something in a way that's very fun and interactive with the listener. I sometimes joke with you. I sometimes make it lighthearted. I sometimes say examples and things that are very simple. And sometimes, now I actually share wisdom with you that no human has because God taught me. Like that. I'm mixing everything for you. I'm not giving you a long, boring lecture. And that's also a blessing from God. See, I have to mention the great ways that I speak, the great ways that I explain, the intellect I have that no human has, because I don't want you to attribute it to me. It's from God. So just see that, oh, my Lord is great. Because look, he created her so uniquely. She has so many great skills and abilities. Because she's going to actually do something big for people. So she has to be different and have skills that we don't have. Like that. See the good in it. Don't develop envy and all that weird stuff and weird. Learn from me and connect with your God. That's why I'm here. Don't make me some sort of, right? Don't keep me in your head, because all this wisdom is from God himself. So I want you to then see him as, therefore, obviously, one, a good God, but two, good also means logical, a logical God. He doesn't force anything. Just like the example I gave you. I've just seen the goodness in what he's planning, and I've just submitted to it willfully. He didn't force me. So a lot of the episodes I'm uploading soon, such as today, inshallah, episode 146, is going to talk about how God does not force us. So that then you can defend yourself against all the corruptions in religion, like Islam, Christianity, which is his actual religion. It's split between these two, even though his actual religion is Islam. Christianity is like just the original Islam of the past. Just the name got changed, and because these are his books and they're corrupted. So still, his two religions that basically are fighting. And that's why they're the biggest religions in the world. For that reason, I'm giving you a lot of points to defend yourself. When the humans who like to act like everything in these religions is not supposed to be questioned, when obviously there's evil in it, such as the first evil I fight against, which is perversion and sexism. I'm giving you a lot of points mentally to fight against them, the arguments they like to give, to fight against the evil thoughts in your mind, which is from the devil. And there you go. To then one day, right, actually communicate very powerfully, and they stop lying. Which is, we're going to prove God does not force. Therefore, what they're promoting, what they're saying is from God, such as perversions or sexisms. Obviously, they're telling you have to be that way. That's a force that God does not force. We're going to then not let them use reverse psychology on us and use the fact that if you don't worship God, you just actually become a disbeliever, right? You actually die in that situation where you don't worship him intentionally because you don't want to. The fact that obviously God puts those two types of human beings in hell, so then they're going to connect that to then the fact that God does not give you that 100% free will, right? He puts those people in hell who don't worship him. We're not going to let them use that as a reverse psychological attack on the fact that he does not force evil on us and he does not force normal things on us. We have to use higher level of wisdom and intellect to fight with reverse psychology, twisted logic. Take care of yourself. And very importantly, I just want you to know, I didn't plan these things. I don't plan my episodes. I don't write anything down. When I just simply start recording, when I simply just press play and I start recording, whatever comes out of my mouth is actually just the way God created me, just the way he naturally made my brain and just gave me wisdom. I don't plan. I don't try to make it smart or connect. When I give you multiple examples you've seen, I don't talk in one way. I jump from subject to subject because I'm connecting multiple things so that you have a broader understanding of wisdom, because I give a lot of examples, right? That's just wisdom, Instead of telling someone what something means, you give one example and then you're done. What if I give you 7 examples from different subjects of life? You get me? That's actually a type of wisdom. It just means you have a higher level. So just know that I don't plan that, obviously. I don't try to make it smart or anything. That's what God taught me. So just know that, therefore, That's his will, his power flowing through me, because he actually gave me these qualities. I know you might be like, yeah, we know he's God, obviously. Yes, but I still have to, remind you. Don't be like, the way you talk is very unique. You talk about one thing and you talk about other things, and at the end of that episode, I understood that subject 10 times better. That is not something I plan. I don't plan it. I'm not some public speaker. I don't plan anything. It's just the way my brain is. I'm just literally having a normal conversation with you. I'm not trying to even make it difficult and complex like a big lecture. So imagine if I was to structure. Imagine if I was to one day give a big lecture for the whole world. Just know it's going to be 10 times more intelligent, more difficult for those who lie to even say anything. You get me? Because this is my low 0.1% of wisdom. You might think these are strong points of right arguments for whatever I talk about. That's 0.1% of the way that God has given me wisdom and knowledge, just so you know. So look forward to more wisdom. Look forward to bigger ways of fighting evil and speaking, because that's one thing God will teach you through me. Good, which means right, God's way, because God is not evil. God is not neutral. He's good. Good does not come to force you. It simply comes to talk. It seeks to just help you understand. It gives you wisdom. It wants you to follow, come together, and do the right thing. So that's one thing you're going to see if God chooses someone. They're just going to give you wisdom. Good is just going to speak for itself. Why it's not okay for you to be over there on the evil side. That's it. I'm not going to use something else to attract you. I'm just going to use, what is the word? Logic, right? To attract you. What do the times that religion is corrupted, like Islam or Christianity, what do they use to try to spread their religions? Force. As in they say, this is how it is, or this is, what we're going to do. Like they always have some level. Again, when they're preaching to you, they're not trying to force, obviously in that sense. But at some point, the evil, I'm talking about not the religion, right? I'm talking about evil. The evil parts of their religion, the parts that are corrupted and from the devil, they don't want to admit. It forces on you, tells you to obey, or it creates laws to beat you up, Such as this attack on abortion rights for women is actually from the Bible, just so you know. Even though they separated church and state, still that belief is coming from the corrupted part of the Bible that says she cannot do that. Okay, what do? They use government, they use laws, they use imprisonment to force that on a female. See, they cannot sit down, use discussion, use knowledge, use wisdom, like I do with you, to show you why something is good or bad for you, because they're lying. So evil will always force itself on you, and good will never force itself on you. You're going to submit to it yourself because it's good for you. You use logic, you use your mind, you use your heart to see it's good for you. You're never going to follow it because someone just said it's actually good for you. Okay, so that's how you know evil is evil. It's always going to use laws, some sort of punishment, some sort of abuse to get you to obey it. In your mind, okay, you get the point. So just understand, even just simply the way I tell you the truth from God, even just the way I do it, right? I'm just using your mind to get you to understand. That is also God's way of teaching you. If a prophet was here one day, or if you ever spoke to God face to face, he would also use that quality. He would give you wisdom, understanding. God will talk to you. No one would bring out their swords. So that part of religion, right, is always saying, it has to be this way. Let's kill this person. And they didn't do anything that you would kill someone for. They didn't do something that you would put someone in a jail for, such as a female who does abortion, such as a human being who goes around being a homosexual or whatever. That's an evil thing. They're filthy and perverted, yes. But that's not, they didn't harm anybody. They harmed each other consensually. You don't put them in jail for that. Or they walking around naked and harassing people. Okay, that's just what you would do to anyone who's not homosexual, right? They also ran around being naked. Things that we would all say hurts and abuses, right? It's subjective today because evil likes to call things that are not abusive, obviously abusive. But things that we would normally punish humans for, that is normal to be punished for, that's what God's true version of his religion that's not corrupted would also come down with. It's not going to ever scare the hell out of you. You know? But situations where humans are doing something that is sinful for them, but okay, it's not harming others in a way that we would punish them, which depends what they're doing. You have to be specific. I'm generic example right now with you. That's when the corrupted parts of religion is going to take away their right to not be punished for something like that.